This Money Watch segment is brought to you by Prudential.
Everyone needs a break from time to time, but maybe more than just a vacation. For those experiencing a career rut, a sabbatical might be something to consider to pursue a passion, travel, or just avoid total burnout. Jeanie Ahn is a senior reporter for Yahoo Finance, and she joins me now. So not every employer is into sabbaticals. How do you convince them of the benefits of that?
So 75% of Americans want to take a break. 75% of Americans who work need a break, right? But only 20% or 17% of U.S. companies offer them. So you can't pose it to your employer as, I'm in a rut, I need a break. Let them know what you have been doing to work so hard to align yourself to the company's goals as well as your manager's goals. Let them know how much this break will benefit them as well as you go and try to, achieve better skills, acquire new skills, make networks and contacts, and let them know that your time off will be structured and that it's not just you sitting on a beach sipping a Mai Tai.
That there's benefits to them as well as to yourself.
Yes, you have to highlight their benefits before you go into why it's good for you.
Yeah, but let's talk finances here.
Yeah.
If you have debt like most Americans do,
don't
you still
go
on sabbatical. Don't go.
Do not go on sabbatical. It's very few that are paid fully. Some are paid partially, but there are also unpaid sabbaticals out there. And if you are not in good shape financially, this is not an option for you. You have to make sure that financially you are fit, as well as a lot of planning has been done to make sure that you have saved enough to cover that time off. Because you don't want to come back to even more financial distress that kind of goes against the entire purpose of taking that break.
Well, you mentioned saved. How much do you think someone should have saved to be able to do this?
So let's say you have 3 to 6 months saved in your emergency. Double that. Of course, it depends on how much, how long you are taking off. But think about ways that you can get creative. Let's say that you're in decent financial shape. You have housing is the biggest cost typically for most people.
Yeah.
Your housing, you can sometimes organizations will volunteer groups and all of these places will set up that housing for you so that you can really cut back on costs there. You can find somebody to rent your place. You can house sit. You can pet sit somewhere you go. You can swap your home. And all of these things, it takes a little bit of time and legwork to set it up before you go.
Maybe not get that $5 cup of coffee every morning.
Yeah, but you know what? The $5 cup of coffee, even if you save that, it doesn't go a long way.
No.
You find other ways to spend that. So as long as you have a handle on your debt and all those bills are being managed as you go away, then you feel like, okay, you know what? Even when I get back, I will be in decent shape and I'll be able to breathe.
Well, what about if you can't go on sabbatical? If you have debt or if your employer says that's not going to happen,
Okay.
Are there any other ways for you to kind of just get a break to recover from all this?
Right. So a sabbatical is the goal, right? But you can't go, and there are other ways for you to get creative. Ask your network, what are opportunities here where I can possibly switch inside the company with somebody else who's working in another location, and I can say, this really benefits me to learn that role in that location, and it'll also benefit that person, and set that up and do all the work for your employer so that all they have to do is to approve it. And there are opportunities, maybe you figure out, I want to work remotely, a couple of days a week I'll be here, and it still gives you that break from that corporate setting that you need a break from. A lot of times you just need to have a few days to be on your own, and that really recharges you, and that you can actually focus and do work. So again, you have to pose that in a way where it's beneficial to your employer.
Yeah, I get the mental image of sitting on a cliff in a yoga pose. When the word sabbatical just has such peaceful connotations to me.
Well, it does. It improves mental health. You get new skills. You really get that recharge and refocus. And again, your organization also gets to figure out how to work without you, right? So you are.
That's not necessarily a good thing.
It's not the best thing, but if you are confident in what you bring to the table and you're able to leave your organization in good hands, then they're like, oh my God, we missed you. Of course, it would have been great if you were here, but you're coming back to a stronger team of players. So don't think about it in a way of, you know what, I'm going to do everything for them and they're not even going to need me. If you're thinking about that, you shouldn't go on a sabbatical anyway.
All right, Jeanie Ahn, thanks so much.
Thank you.